A good example of a retreat client is Mater Dolorosa. Their property is a little under 100 acres and it's a world apart from the bustle of the nearby city. Their mission-style buildings date back to 1924 and it's been a sacred retreat destination for decades. But its spiritual mission relies on their material assets, guest rooms, food service areas, meeting and worship spaces, and their beautiful outdoor Stations of the Cross. Like many retreat centers, Mater Dolorosa had a history of a casual approach to its physical and financial health. But in 2006, that began to change. That's when it became clear to longtime board member Ron Brown that such a special place was financially at risk. He knew that the couple $100,000 they had in the bank wasn't enough. It wasn't going to cover upcoming roadway and building expenses. Ron later told me they'd considered selling a portion of the grounds, but they didn't have a good handle on their upcoming expenses. They didn't even know how much money they needed to raise, and that's when they reached out to AR for help. Well, in that first year, I saw what Ron saw. It was indeed a special place, but there was deferred maintenance everywhere. That initial reserve study gave the board the information they'd been missing: when their expenses were going to hit, how big they were going to be, and how much money needed to be set aside to fund those upcoming projects. Well, our report allowed them to address their donor base with a plan. And since then, with the help of our regular with-site visit and no-site visit updates, they've reversed the downward spiral of the facility without having to sell any of the grounds. Well, many worship and retreat facilities ignore ongoing deterioration. It's simply easier than facing the daunting reality of shortfalls. Leaders often expect future capital fund drives will pay for those shortfalls, and others worry that a strong capital fund will hamper fundraising. But the truth is that major donors are sophisticated. They increasingly want to support a responsible plan. Our reserve studies have eliminated surprises at Mater Dolorosa. Major donors know their gifts are being used wisely. And the result is that this well-used facility is now an inviting, well-maintained property. It's going to continue to be a sacred retreat destination for decades.